So, what is up everyone? I have another review in the stores waiting for you. The next one is going to be on Daisy, the diesel rail car. So, in the bit of a history, Daisy is based on the BR Metro Camel Class 101/102 DMU. She is, however, a single rail car instead of the traditional 2 to 4 piece units. These are one of the longest surviving class of first generation DMUs, with its service life of 47 years only being replaced by the Class 121. A total of 41 cars are preserved. A preserved Class 101 set number 101680 appeared in a Mr. Perkins Railway segment. Do I seem to be reading off all the trivia? But anyways, she was the first female engine to be introduced in the series. And for a bit of history, Daisy was brought to help out on Thomas's branch line when Thomas was sent to the works to have his buffer beam repaired in 1960 following an incident with the station master's house after he ran off out of the shed. She arrived to help out, but she was quite rude to Henry the coaches and didn't want to sleep in the Farquhar engine sheds on the grounds. She said that it was dreadfully smelly and refused to pull any freight when she was to collect the milk the next morning. And she also mocked Toby's side plates as well, but she got her comeuppance after she encountered a bull named Champion and was so frightened of her. And then Sir Topham Hatt was discovered how Daisy was being so stubborn, I would say. And when Percy had a crash following the runaway train and at Farquhar Yards, Daisy offered to help out and changed her ways, and the Fat Controller let her stay. And she has appeared quite a lot in the Railway series. In the TV series, however, she only made, the Farquhar appearances, appeared on the branch line stories. She was then mentioned before Thomas was sent to the works, and she even made a cameo in Rusty to the Rescue as a background diesel. However, she did not appear for a long time after that. She did appear in the Calling All Engines, but only for a brief time where she didn't speak. But then she reappeared again in season 19 episode Thomas the Babysitter, I want to say, if that's right. Let me check quickly. Is this right? But no, actually, Sodal's Legend of the Lost Treasure was actually where Daisy returned. So, looking into Daisy's more, she was painted dark green, I think Brunswick green, actually. And she had a green face, unlike what she had in the TV series. Well, maybe that, and maybe she was very... Well, I think the reason why they chose to have the faces match along the others in the TV series, maybe they just felt it a bit strange having a different colour. Well, I'm not trying to be racist, but I just want to say I may not be the good explanation or point outs of whatever I call it, but there are some things my mind can't make up, and that's why my brain just focuses on something else. But anyways, moving on. So, Daisy has quite a few models in the merchandise, mainly the ERTL model, which you see here, which was introduced in 1992 and was discontinued 2004, like with everyone else. She also has a wooden railway, Brio, and she even has a take-along model. There's also a Bandai and Nakioshi Daisy, and there's also going to be a Buffman Daisy that's going to be coming out soon. But sometime next year. However, if I really want to get her for the bathroom mole, but anyways, moving on now. To her model, like I said, it was introduced in 1992. However, the model says it was actually made in 2001. Let's take a time to have a look at Daisy. Look at the front. Really nice detail. Very well detailed there. There is a bit of paint chipping off. The back is completely the same. There's a few lights. I mean, as you got lights to note. One thing you may notice is that one of her buffers is missing, and there's a bit of history on that. Back in 2011, my mum went to a car boot and brought me some of those ERTLs that I was missing from my collection. So I've really wanted to get, and Daisy was one of them. I have really wanted to get Daisy for so long now. I had her for Wooden Railway, and there was also a D'Agostini Daisy, which was introduced in a magazine range called Discover the World of Thomas and Friends. But I don't really know why they chose to make it a small series. But anyways, the face, I mean, look at that face. I mean, it does kind of look a bit like her face. I mean, it looks really well detailed in a way, like her makeup and eyelashes included. But there is also another thing that sticks out really that she's missing, a front coupling. Maybe because of the height, I reckon. I mean, she has one on the back, but not on the front. But why didn't they do this? Would they have to just make a better one? Probably to save money. And also, like, her windows are also metal. I mean, she is quite a good model in a way, but Daisy, being introduced in 1992, never had a paper face, although most of the face, okay, most Daisy models, I mean, she also has that U-hook that was introduced in 2002. However, this one is the standard normal coupling from 1992 to 2001. There are some chips. However, the only model of Daisy I owned at the time was the Wooden Railway Daisy. And I also had another model of her that was from Take-Along. I don't know how that got to me, but like I said, beggars can't be choosers. And with lengthwise, I mean, she can run on HO scale track very well, but when it comes to points and curves, there is a slight issue where she can derail on curves. I mean, this happens quite a lot, I believe, and she does have a tendency to tend to fall over. Compare it on the HO scale clockwork track. I mean, she can get stuck quite easily, and tends to move the track around. I mean, the length is, after all, not that bad. If I had Take-Along or Take and Play track to compare it to, I'd say she'd be I'd try and say she'd be a good mover. If I had the ERTL track, she'd be definitely a good mover. If her model was a little bit taller, which I'm showing to compare it to one of the other models in a bit, she'd stand out well. Okay, so here's a height comparison. Here's Toby, and as you can see, he's much taller than Daisy is. Why on earth does Daisy look so short? I mean, have a look. Here's the ERTL Duncan, for instance. If I compare it with him, I mean, they look identically the same size. And, for instance, I would say that Daisy, on the other hand, could have been made a little bit taller to match the height of Toby, and she would stand out well along with the rest, like Diesel, for instance. I know Duck is also the same height, and maybe Thomas as well, but I do kind of wish that they made Daisy a bit more bigger, and they even included a front coupling. Not as just in a demand, but I just really wish they'd fix that if ERTL ever did come back and they reintroduce the range, which I don't think they ever will. They probably fix her flaws. So, no railway, and also, yeah, well, maybe ERTL just wanted to save money at the time they were making her and decided to go with that design. So if I ever choose to buy another Daisy sometime down the line in better condition, I'd find one with all 4 buffers and maybe new embarks one day. Who never knows? Well, I'm fine with my version of the one I own. And it would have been nice if Daisy was featured in a few episodes, like a few other model episodes in the model era, and like, for instance, in season 8 or season 9, maybe season 5 or 6. I mean, Douglas didn't appear in season 5 though, which is a shame. It would have been nice to see him say a few lines, or maybe do a few bit of stock footage with her. Although she did appear in the music videos, like the Toby music video is the one I can remember. She could have appeared in Woolly Bear and Ghost Train, have a few cameos there. Would have been nice if she did cameo in some other model series episodes. For instance, well, I don't think you can turn back the clock now for her to save that chance. After all, let me give my overall thoughts on this model. So, I rate the ERTL Daisy a 7 out of 10. Although it is a good model, the height issue is one I wish they would fix. It's always a big criticism. And although, if you're a collector, would you pick up Daisy? Would you get the ERTL one? Which model of Daisy should you go for if you wanted to become a diecast collector? Maybe the take-along would work out well for her, but I'd say the ERTL, if you're an ERTL collector, I'd say, yeah, go for her. Yeah, she's probably, if you want the U-hook version, it's probably going to be more harder to find. And some of them can be found on eBay for a good deal. I mean, you can get them like new embarks. I mean, there are some news that have been really seen better days, but try and look for one at your best bet. So, say not too high in price. I mean, go for a good one. So, if Daisy was more popular in the classic series, I'm going to say this one more time. If she was more popular in the classic series, I'd say she'd sell her models in the merchandise very well. And maybe kids would start to like her, even though she was the first ever female character introduced. The female engine, I would say. So, anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this review on the ERTL Daisy and heard a lot of me rambling of stuff, but also I'd like to add, she doesn't have a horn. I mean, her roof detail, one quick thing I'd like to say, her roof detail does kind of look a bit like the wooden railway style, even though it's grey. I mean, it's meant to have like a bit of white, I would imagine. I mean, you can't go wrong with the colour complaints though. Her yellow line goes all around and such, and yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna finish off the review before I ramble any further. I'm just gonna say, this is me, JB, signing off. I'm sorry if I kept you rambling, guys. So anyways, take care out there, folks, and have a good day. Oh, and by the way, any rambling and derailing is bad for my swerves. Catch you later.